See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished. And that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing. And there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being.
We love you, George Floyd. I miss you so much. Sorry for your loss. Rest in peace, George Floyd! Rest in peace!
Floyd's death, captured on cell phone video, sparked mass protests across the country and around the world, and also prompted calls for police reform. We have seen a number of convictions, of course, in the time since, including second-degree murder for fired Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who pressed down on Floyd's neck with his knee for more than 9 minutes.
Hey, what up, my white racist oppressors? My name Brian. I'm 2% black, and I'm gonna be speaking on the new airport that is gonna be in McKinney, Texas, which I'm in favor of.
I started to shout out that I can't breathe. I may have robbed a woman, but I'm no thief. If anything, I could say they're huffing and puffing, but I'm just a boy that didn't do nothing.
I don't want people to remember Floyd as another black guy killed by a white police officer. You know, something has to change.
I think the world's going to remember him from now on, too. His name's going to be spoken throughout the world.
Now let's get into it. The airport will be called George Floyd International Airport to honor a hero who served as a security guard in the Salvation Army. The airport will not only be not racist, but it will be anti-racist. Airport terminals will be named the following: George Floyd, Jacob Blake, Breonna Taylor, and her boyfriend, and after the greatest mayor of all time, Lori Lightfoot. Airport runway strips will have strippers and be covered with Black Lives Matter logos painted across all of them in order to fight and combat racism, also known as white supremacy. Flights will only go to Democrat cities. Flights to Minneapolis, Minnesota will be free for looters on May 25th, which is when our hero George Floyd passed away, sadly. Airport lines will include the following, or airport airlines will include the following: Spirit and Air Jordan. There will be no airport security, which means you will save time and not have to worry about being caught up with some funny business like a loaded gun in your bag. Black people will be allowed to bring guns and bombs on planes for self-defense against white supremacy. The N-word will be called the trigger word, which means they will now be allowed to pull it. The airport will have a mega strip club with exotic black dancers and big white girls, which will be great for long layovers. Pre-wrapped blunts and variety of weed edibles, such as brownies and cookies, will be available for in-flight purchase. All pilots will be black trans women. All airlines will have black squares on them to end racism. Oxygen masks that come down will say, "I can't breathe." Before every plane takes off, there will be an 8-minute moment of silence to honor our hero, George Floyd. In-flight entertainment will include George Floyd's sex tape and a first-class seating with a stripper, with strippers. In-flight refreshments will include Popeye's chicken, watermelon, and grape Kool-Aid. White people will sit in the back of the plane so that they can live the experience of Rosa Parks. Airport currency will include counterfeit $20 bills. Airport restaurants will include the following: Popeye's chicken. The end. Now let's get to work on this. Let's get this airport built up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, that honey over there, she fine. What's her name? I can't even, I'm nervous. I'm like shaking, my heart's beating out of my chest right now. Hey, let's do it though. Let's get this airport built up. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be blessed.
That's an example of freedom of speech.
If it weren't for the drugs, I may have lived, but instead I retired to my final crib. Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there. Now I'm burning in hell as the Prince of Nowhere.
next Cat Williams, right?
All right. What people will do to try to be relevant. Freedom to act like a complete ass if you so choose.
I think we'll all be on TikTok by the time the night's over, Mr. Mayor.
Shut up! We hate you, I don't care! We're gonna kill you! I don't care!
Whenever I go across the country and people find out I'm from Minnesota, they're like, ugh.